Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I'm going to have a fun story to share with you guys today. And by fun, I mean not really fun at all, and by share, I mean it's more of kind of a cautionary tale slash just putting things into perspective, because if there's one thing that many of us probably have some awareness of, it's the idea that we can't all be feeling, 100% all the time. So while I'm talking and, sharing what I've been going through, yes, I'm going to go ahead and use twin turbines, even though I've, said multiple times that I feel that this particular arcana is maybe a little too strong. But I'm going with it because I'm trying to take some time to share ideas. And if I'm going to be doing that, then I want to use something that's going to kind of help keep things a little clear for me. You know what? Whatever, we'll just go with that. And as far as basic, yeah, I don't really have a good idea for a basic. I'm just gonna... I mean, this has kind of been my go-to basic for a while. It's either this, or Bolt Rail, or... To be fair, there's a few that I like. I think just... because it's different, I'm going to use that. Because that'll kind of help keep enemies pushed away and give me a bit of a defensive option to use. So, oh, look at that. You don't even have to wait very long to get the floor plan this time. That's nice. So, just to get this out of the way, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I want you all to be in a hopefully much better spot than I'm in. Because I can't even say it's a was thing. It's definitely an is, and now I'm noticing that my signature is going to be resisted by most of my opponents, so that's fun. So, what is the story of the day? What is it that I've been wanting to talk to people about? Well, for starters, I'll share this with you. You gotta be kidding me. I have been having a very interesting problem with my head lately, and I very much mean that in a physical sense. It's not... yeah, whatever. It's not a metaphorical thing, although it's... I guess it both is and isn't. So why don't I just go back to the beginning, and we'll start working our way through this. So... last Saturday, I came... Obviously, I show up to work to take care of business, and like seriously, within just a few minutes of my being there, one of my managers is already giving me a hard time over... honestly, I don't even know, because there's a part of me that believes that they felt that I was just wasting time. But the idea was that I was pulling out a cart of goods to set out, and this was all in service of trying to get some of the newer stuff out. And because, I mean, you know, you're working with food, you know how it goes. First in, first out. So we had a cart of overflow stuff that I was going to put out because that's just how you take care of. Really? How did that happen? But yeah, I was wheeling out the overflow stuff in order to make sure that I wasn't erroneously overlapping the new with the old. Okay, I'm just gonna grab a couple of things just in case I find a way to use those extra relics. No, thank you. But apparently, my manager was upset because I wasn't putting out the newest and freshest stuff. And instead of addressing it in a manner that one would consider to be, you know, mature or, you know, just gently questioning, they decide that the best course of action is to get angry about it. Like, seriously, just minutes into my shift, I'm already being chewed out for, well, supposedly ignoring what I was supposed to be doing. So, two things. One, my other coworkers had already had much of that handled. And two, I was getting to the new stuff. It's just that in order to get to the new stuff, I had to bring out the overflow stuff to make sure that I wasn't, you know, mixing in new with old and making everything awkward. That's just how it works. And by awkward, I do mean so that we're not putting out things that, you know, will go bad before. You get the idea. I'm rambling at this point. And part of the reason why I'm rambling is because the situation still doesn't make much sense to me. But the other reason why I'm rambling is because what do we got here? Yeah. Sorry, I'm just... Yeah, but yeah, the other reason why I'm rambling about that is just because frankly, I'm still kind of wrapping my head around it a little bit. Like, I don't understand why approach someone like that. Like, why get mad at them about something so minor? Like, why was I deserving of anger when there was nothing to be angry about? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking things. Or maybe I'm not. Maybe the reason why I ask questions in the first place is to try to understand the situation a little bit better. But you know, as long as I'm thinking about it. Shifting in my chair, apologies for the noise. But I think what was the real surprise there wasn't just that I was getting chewed out for basically no reason. I don't want any of that, by the way. It's more so what happened afterwards that that both threw me off and is leaving me kind of reeling a little bit even now as I'm thinking about it. Okay. Well, I'll grab that when I have money. So, as one can imagine, something like that... Wow. Alright, come on, brain. Work with me here, even though, I would rather just go lie down and pretend like the world doesn't exist. As you can imagine, being on the receiving end of someone just being angry for no reason left me feeling pretty ill about myself. Like, it's one of those matters where I was like, okay, what have I... Like, what... Have I legit done something wrong? Like, have I made a mistake? Like, one that's worth getting that upset about? Like, And as a result, I spent the entire rest of the day just in this stupor, just going, what is this how things were supposed to work out? Like, did I mess up that badly? And I'm bringing that up to you because I want you to understand where this all eventually led, which was to me going home that night, trying my best to essentially recover from a bad day, but I mean, things like that don't necessarily leave you that quickly. And as one thing led to another, and this should explain why I've been having this weird kind of like it's not even necessarily a headache, it's just I've been experiencing this weird like pulsating in my head, which is the best way I can describe what I've been feeling lately. So we now get to the reason for that, and I'm putting it the way that I am because up until today, when when I was talking to people about my problems and asking around, hey, do you know what would have caused this weird like lightheadedness and like pulsing in my head? One of the answers that I got, and yes, I am going to grab this, was, well, did you hit your head or something? And I had to take a minute to think about that because I didn't remember hitting my head on anything, but it doesn't mean that I didn't. And that's when it came to light what had happened. That Saturday evening, after I went home after having such a horrible start to my workday, and this is the part that's really difficult for me to talk about, but the reason why I'm doing so is because I want to make sure that all my problems are out in the open, and that I'm being honest with the people around me. So what did happen? Well, later that evening, as I was just playing a game, practicing, and trying to do better, let's just say my inability to focus properly had come back to haunt me. Like, obviously I was not doing well at what I had set out to do. And that caused me to reflect and go, well, shit, is this why people are angry at me? Is the problem that I just can't do anything right? And that is how... And it was with that thought process in my head that I legitimately physically punished myself for, not doing things right. And the reason why that came as a shock to me today is because I had legitimately gone out of my way to, push it out of my mind. Like, my brain essentially made me forget it because why should I do that to myself? And I find myself asking that exact same question right now, is why would I go out of the way to do that to myself? Like, what is the purpose of that? Well, that's not useful. Like, at all. I tried. I don't see myself having a use for that. I'll just use it as a quick heal. Now, again, the reason why I'm telling you this isn't to try to farm sympathy from anyone, because that's not even what this is about. The reason why I'm telling you all of this is to... Hey, hold on. The reason why I'm telling you all of this is because, those moments of mental weakness are... I mean, first of all, it's something that I'm very embarrassed about, if I'm being completely honest. Like, I don't like admitting what I did to anyone, and... And it feels terrible even admitting to myself that I'm capable of going to that level of self-harm where I would literally beat myself up to the point of nearly getting a concussion, which, by the way, I'm happy that it isn't, but I'm just putting it out there that it could have been that. And for what? Because someone got mad at me and made me think that, I've done everything, that I do everything wrong, and that I'm not deserving of treating myself like a person? Or like I have any sort of meaning or significance to anyone in a positive manner? Like, that's where I was, is I seriously thought that, if someone is getting that mad at me about something small, then it must be that there's something else, and there's a reason for people to be getting upset with me. And, let's be fair, none of us are free from criticism, but... I mean, do I feel like I deserved to, harm myself just because someone was upset with me at work? At the time, I certainly did. And I'm telling you all of this because, first of all, I want you to make sure that I want you to know how to understand that you should never be in that position. No one should ever be making you feel that way. If someone is making you feel like everything you do is wrong and like, you know, you're not deserving of any level of care or even empathy, those people clearly have you wrong. No one has the right to make you feel less than human. And if there is someone in your life that's doing that to you, you need to sit down and talk to them about that because they are doing you dirty. I don't have enough money for it at this point. Oh well. And the other reason I bring it up is because if you know someone that just gets irrationally angry at people like that for whatever reason it may be, then you need to sit down and have a talk with them and let them know, hey, this is not cool. You can't just go around treating people like that. There's no reason for it. Like, what are you getting out of being so irrationally angry at someone that you speak down to them like even if it doesn't seem like what they said was that bad, the fact of the matter is you don't know what struggles people are going through. You just don't know what it is that they're dealing with. Like, you never know what struggles someone has going on the inside. So I bring it up the way that I bring it up because I want you all to reflect and see if this is something that you're going through. And if it is, then you need to stop and say, hey, I don't deserve to be being treated like that. And I'm saying this knowing full well that I, at one point, was thinking that I did deserve to be treated like that. Like, I'm one of those people that has unfortunate mental health problems that, you know, sometimes I just, you know, like, let's be fair, I've pretty much said everything that's needed to be said, but go ahead and give you this. I think... yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and sell this off to Kremire. And we're going to grab that, and no, we are not going to talk about the Suicide Squad game. The only reason why that's even coming to mind is because of the obvious reference to King Shark that I could make right now. I think largely it's because I kind of don't feel like that game deserves a lot of attention. If some of you out there are playing it, enjoying it, then you know, that's all well and good. It's just my silly little personal opinion. There we go. So as we are closing in on the end of this run, I do want to say thank you for taking the time to listen to me. I know listening to people talk about their personal problems is not always the most fun thing in the world. But I do this because I believe very strongly in the idea of supporting strong mental health. And part of what's supporting the idea of strong mental health and awareness of it is making sure that, you know, it gets spoken about. And no, I'm not comfortable talking about the idea that I actually physically harmed myself because I thought it's what I needed at the time. It doesn't bring me joy to talk about that, but I think it's important to talk about it because there are many other people out there, maybe even within my own audience, that maybe feel the same way, or maybe someone out there is making them feel the same way. I just want you to understand that, no, you don't deserve that. No one deserves to be treated like that. And if you are having these problems, find someone, sit down and talk to them about it. It's what you deserve. It's what I deserve. And I wish I had understood that, you know, last week when I was really thinking that I wasn't worth anyone's time or attention. So that's it. I just wanted to share that, and I hope, if nothing else, something like this reaches at least one other person out there. So thank you very much for letting me ramble on about this. I hope you all have a fantastic day or night wherever you may happen to be, and I'll catch you in the next one, hopefully with a little bit less depression. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and you take care, everyone.